Doctor Who, The White Fields of Solace. The story opens on several white rolling fields. We see tall trees surrounding what looks to be a rather quiet country village. The roads are coated in snow, with snowflakes falling softly to the ground. The streetlights glow a sort of darkish orange, illuminating the village in a rather warm light glow. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a whirring and whining can be heard as a rather tall, battered blue box began to appear in the middle of the snowy lane. Even before the box had fully formed, the snow began clinging to the roof and the door panels of the mysterious craft. The object that had appeared was an old Earth police box from the 1950s. It stood slightly taller than your average police box and was a little bit chunkier too. The light on top of the box shone brightly, even through the snow now coating the roof. The door at the front opened and out stepped a man who didn't suit the whole winter layout. The man wore an old battered U-boat leather jacket, a long-sleeved jumper, and black trousers. If an onlooker had seen him, they would have wondered if he was cold or not. Then again, having just witnessed the box appear out of nowhere, the man's dress sense may not have been the first question. The man himself stood tall, having no real concern for the cold. His jacket was buttoned up, but that was more to keep the snow off his jumper. Turning to close the box's door, the man brought out a sort of scanning device, a small rectangular box. He held it high in the sky before smirking. "Ah, found ya! Can't hide from me!" The man's thick northern accent cut through the frosty air. Placing the device back into his pocket, the man rubbed his hands together and headed towards the location of the signal, a sweet shop just a couple of minutes down the road. "The local sweet shop, that makes sense. Alright, you little critter, let's get you home." Walking down the street, the man looked up into the sky, his smile still firmly glued to his face. He made a few kicks in the snow before coming to a stop outside the store. Seeing that the lights were still on, he knocked gently before entering. "Hello!" Behind the counter, the seller turned round and the doctor came face to face with someone who was the spitting image of Jackie Tyler. "Jackie?" "No, Deborah. Sorry, do I know you?" "Ah, no, sorry. You reminded me of someone else. The likeness is remarkable." "Well, you know what they say. Out in the world there are 3 other people who look just like you." "Yeah, I had heard that. Haven't actually seen anything to support that statement, but blimey. First time and all." "Yeah. So, what can I do for you?" "Oh yeah, a 5 jelly babies, please." "Coming right up." As Deborah turned away to get the doctor's sweets, he opens his jacket and removes the device again, scanning the surrounding area. As he does, a small beep goes off on the device. Even though he tries to hide the device, Deborah sees it, having turned back quickly around. "What was that ding?" "Ding? What ding?" "The ding sound. It sounded close." "I've not got a clue." Alright." Deborah turns away again. The doctor breathed out with a sigh of relief, looking around the shop once more. Viewing a pile of boxes in the corner, the doctor smiled a cheeky grin, moving towards them. As he does, Deborah catches him. "Excuse me, what are you doing?" "Sorry, I thought I heard a rattle over here in the corner. Maybe an animal." "An animal? Not likely." "Still, better safe than sorry." Still grinning, the doctor lifts one of the boxes and looks over into the gap that is left. "Oh, hello, you." From inside the small space between the boxes sits a small, fluffy white bear, with massive eyes and dangling down ears. "What on earth is that?" "This? It's a bear." "Here? In the Welsh countryside?" The doctor stared at Deborah for a moment before what she had said clicked. "Oh, I'm in Wales! Oh, of course, the accent, sorry, missed that. Too interested in this creature." "What sort of bear is it?" "A Huskerian one." "A what?" "A Huskerian. Completely harmless, very much like owning a teddy bear, to be honest." The doctor picks up the small creature and holds it in his arms, stroking it softly. "You escaped me, didn't you?" "Yes, you did. Now, are you going to do that again?" Are you gonna do that again? The bird looks at the doctor before licking his nose. Well, there you go. An answer of sorts. Well, I won't bother you any longer. Not at all. Just look after your bear. Here's your jelly babies free of charge. Oh yeah, the jelly babies, sorry. Free of charge, are you sure? Yeah, of course. Merry Christmas. Yeah, you too. Thanks. As the doctor leaves the shop, he continues to talk to the bird creature, smiling along the way back to the TARDIS. Upon reaching the doors, he looks around and his grin turns to a frown. And I didn't see that either. Oh, I'm really getting blind in my old age. The doctor opens the door to the TARDIS and ferries the small creature inside. Shh, I'll be back soon. Don't eat anything you shouldn't. The doctor closes the door and rushes down the snowy streets again. The snowfall has increased and the lights coating the street in the orange glow seem to have gotten dimmer. As the doctor runs, he comes to a stop outside the sweet shop again. The window is no longer lit with lights and the door has been locked with a sign being turned to closed. I'm such an old fool! Knocking on the door, the doctor looks around, seeing a small alley next to the building. Hurrying down it, he continues to a gate which opens into the back of the sweet shop. Hopping the gate, the doctor knocks on the back door. Again, there is no answer. I just want to ask you one question. Just one question and then I'm gone, I promise. The doctor waits for a moment, hoping to hear something, anything. Suddenly, the door cracks open and Deborah appears. One question, and then you go. As agreed. My question is this. Where are all the other villagers? Deborah looks at him for a moment, her eyes lock and gaze with his. She continues to stare at him. No one. No children playing in the snow, no adults drinking mulled wine, no spirit. And it's not unheard of for people to stay indoors, except this isn't any old snowy day, is it? It's Christmas Eve. Again, Deborah continues to look at the doctor. And as she does, the doctor notices something. Her face no longer represents Jackie Tyler. She looks older, and her eyes are filled with something the doctor has only ever seen once before. What happened? Nothing happened here. Then why no people? Nothing happened here. This place is a safe place. A safe place? Look, I'm confused. A safe place from who? Or for who? Deborah looks away and starts back inside. However, she leaves the door ajar and the doctor follows her in. Instead of finding the interior of an old English house, he instead finds the interior of a rather streamlined, alien-looking vessel. The walls are lined with computers, and they shimmer with a silverish glow. A place. This town. It's not real, is it? It's real, alright. Just no one can find it. Ah, perception filter. You do realise that this isn't human. It's home. It's my ship. The doctor looks at her, his eyes looking for any sort of deception. But all he can find is pain and grief. What happened? My world was attacked. By a devastating force, an army of metal monsters. The doctor's blood runs cold. He already knows what Deborah is going to say next, and it's killing him on the inside. A race that exterminated everything and anything they didn't agree with. My world was one of the first. My world was one of peace. We explored and helped others, but these creatures destroyed everything we built. They took our lives, our world. Deborah moves towards the window, her eyes glistening with tears. The doctor follows her, keeping his distance though. They arrived in orbit. No call for surrender, no taking of prisoners. They just fired on us for no reason. I later found out that they laid waste to our world because it blocked their hyperspace lane. My race was destroyed so that they could move uninterrupted. There are some races out there that will destroy for no reason, with no provocation. They are the monsters in the night. They were monsters, fighting a war with another race. But the other race, they fought for honor and peace. The doctor stared at Deborah, their eyes connecting once again, sending unspoken messages. And soon, it clicked. It was your war, not my war. My people's war. Doesn't matter whose war it was. Your war destroyed my world. No, the Daleks destroyed your world. My race's enemy. They started the war and we had to end it. I had to end it. My people burned and so did mine. You think we wanted this? We watch worlds burn and ripple away, time weapons erasing other races from existence. For a time sensitive, do you know what that's like? Time sensitive? I'm a Time Lord. My people used to be amazing. Watchers of the universe. And now they're warriors of the dust, burned away because a madman in a chair and his pepper pots got too angry at us. Warriors of the dust. Are your people all gone? They are. Lost to the winds of time. Well, I say all of them. One survived. My granddaughter. Technically not a Time Lord herself, but the last pure Gallifreyan. If I had even one of my own people left, I would stay with them. I would do whatever I could to be with them. You don't understand. Whenever I'm with her, pain follows. Death and destruction is my wake. The amount of friends and family she's lost just with contact with me. You're a man cursed with fear and guilt. And you're a woman cursed with loneliness and solace. Together we make quite a pair. We do a bit. There's a moment of silence as both parties wonder how to go forward. I don't blame you for what happened, you do know that. Yeah, I know. But our people should never have let the war escalate as fast as it did. Who could have helped it? The two stare out of the window into the darkness as the snow falls and the lights glow. This place is perfectly safe. I'll make a slight adjustment to the field, make sure no one can get through. Thank you. Always happy to help. And that's me. The helper. I'm sure. She smiles at him and moves towards the chair in the corner. As she sits down, the clock begins to chime. 1, 2, 3. After a while, the chimes finally hit midnight. Christmas. Merry old us. The doctor smiles at Deborah. He extends his hand. Come with me. What? No one should be alone at Christmas. Come with me to take the bird back to his world. And while we're there, we can have a good old explore. I can't leave. If anything should happen to my ship, then I have a better idea. How about you keep the bear as a token of friendship, so you're never quite alone? Won't you miss his family? Nah, you'll be his family. Thank you. That would be wonderful. The doctor smiles at her and moves towards the door. You're a very strange man. That I am, Deborah. That I am. The doctor hurries back to the TARDIS and picks up the cub, as well as some extra supplies for the morning. He brings them back to Deborah's house, and the two spend Christmas watching the world go by and talking about their planets, people, and what sort of magic they may have brought to the world if allowed to continue. Thank you, Doctor, for a wonderful Christmas. Happy to help. Same time next year? I think so. The two part and the Doctor heads back towards his TARDIS. As he gets close, he opens the doors and looks into the night sky. Happy Christmas, Susan. I hope it's finally a good one. The Doctor enters the old box and the machine starts whirring to life, its engines roaring and wheezing as the time machine flies off into the night sky, back towards the Doctor's companions. The Ninth Doctor shall return in February in Doctor Who and the Hotel Heist.